Wife constantly cheating and begging to come back, and all I can do is, part 2. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. That all happened in January. Why am I so weak? Why hadn't I left yet? Why did I give her yet another chance? I felt bad for her. I felt like she had an addiction. I felt like I could help her, and if I could, maybe she could go back to giving that attention she gives to other guys, to me. I told myself it was for the kids. I told myself it was for financial security. She swore to me that it was just fantasy, that nothing was real, it was her escape, where she can be loved and not always under my control, my rules, my interrogations. I said, but I wouldn't have to interrogate you if you didn't start doing it again. I wouldn't have to search through phone records if I wasn't being overtly lied to, and I was right. It was happening. The date on the conversations proved that she started it back up before I started digging into it again. I was right. For what it was worth, I was right. She told me that the more I tried to tighten my grip, the more I tried to control her, the more she was going to move farther from our marriage. She showed no remorse, just resentment. We fought. A lot. The kids started to cover their ears and run into another room every time we ever started to raise our voices. Why couldn't I leave? Why was I still there? I couldn't figure it out. I still can't figure it out. Again she claims she is finally done with the cheating. It's out of her system. She won't do it again. She deleted WhatsApp again, for the 10th time. She still wouldn't show me her phone cause she said it was an invasion of privacy, and to an extent she is right. But she also wouldn't give me proof that anything had changed. Enter coronavirus and the stay-at-home order. It was hard. We were all stuck here in this house. She had nowhere to go. I got crazier and crazier cause I could tell she started lying to me again. I downloaded WhatsApp on my phone and sent her messages, waiting to see if they were ever delivered. Then I left the house to go pick up some food, and when I got back, I saw the messages were delivered. She downloaded the app again while I was out of the house. I called her out. She told me I was crazy. The next day she deleted her account and the app. Her profile was gone. My guess was that she blocked me. She said she didn't. We yelled again. She told me to back off. I asked to see her phone. She refused. By this point I am no longer the fun-loving, carefree, spontaneous, generous, loving guy I once was. I'm cynical, I'm untrusting, I'm conniving, I'm intrusive, I'm a shitty person. I'm broken. I feel like shit. Was she right? Did she really just delete it? Fast forward a month, and I just installed a new wireless router in the house. One that tracks what all the devices are doing, and what apps are being used. And there it was. The fucking WhatsApp. 2 hours and 10 minutes used yesterday. She really did block me from it. She blocked her husband from the app so I wouldn't see when she was online. I was done. I had enough. I went upstairs, packed a suitcase, and left my house. I called my friend who is a lawyer and told him everything. He is helping me put the paperwork together. I sat in my car yesterday for 4 hours. Sitting in a parking lot. Crying. Angry. Depressed. Sad. But also relieved and proud of myself. I then got the courage up to check into a hotel. My wife was texting my phone asking me where I was, but I didn't answer. I turned my laptop on, played some video games, and then went to sleep. I'm done. I can't go back. She can't stop. I've turned into a different person, so has she. Today I came back home, but moved out of my bedroom and into my guest room. I can't afford to live in an apartment right now. Oh, my wife lost her job to COVID. Divorce is a long process, and I figured I didn't want to make it look like I was abandoning my family. I told my wife that we needed to figure out child custody schedule first, that we would start integrating it at home while we work on selling the house, and putting the divorce paperwork in order. Then on my days I would be responsible for the kids, and she on her days, even though we are living in the same house. It might not be perfect, but it's a start. Today I still had moments of weakness, moments of panic, moments where I wanted to run back to her and say, fine, let's just have an open marriage. But that never works. I'm way too crazy now to ever allow that. No. I need to keep going. 1 foot in front of the other. 1 foot in front of the other. Here are some best comment in the community. I agree, it is so scary to initiate the divorce and go through with it. But once it's done, it's like all the dead weight has lifted and you are free to start your life again. The chains that had once binded you to has been cut free. Congratulations, I am excited for you. This was such a hard post to read. I'm honestly so sorry this happened, no one deserves this to happen. And regardless of her reasons as to why she cheated, she still consciously chose to make those and wouldn't stop. I hope you don't ever blame yourself for what happened. You even tried to make more of an effort to be present after the first time you caught her, and she still continued to make those decisions. You made the right decision to walk out. And even if you don't feel like it right now, I hope you realize that you are such a strong person for choosing to walk out. I know it must have been so hard to even take the first step to leave, but you did it. Regardless of how long it took you to walk out, you did it. And that takes a lot of strength. Also, the size of your heart must be astronomical to still have given her chance after chance. Bad things happen to good-hearted people all the time, but I promise you that karma will come back to bite her in the ass. And I know the divorce process, custody, and getting settled into a new lifestyle/routine will be a hard one and a long one. But if you could survive the monstrosity that is her, you can get through this as well. I promise you that this terrible feeling will not last forever, and that someday you will be able to breathe again. Keep your head up, heart. I also tried to reconcile with my WS and had that instantaneous moment of peace when I decided to leave. It was the right decision for me and I left the next day. I haven't looked back or had any regrets. Wishing you a happy future. Congratulations. You are well on your way to your new normal. Since you are retaining the house, I suggest making interior and exterior changes, starting with your bedroom. Get rid of the mattress, it holds your ex-wife's DNA and too much bad juju, lol. Remove things that remind you of your ex-wife, maybe paint the exterior, change the landscaping, paint and renovate the interior living space, etc. I think making these changes will help psychologically on some level. I recommend keeping the children's rooms intact. They need the consistency and continuity. Congratulations again and keep us updated. Salute to you, sir. You're way ahead of the game, it seems, lol. Maybe even get a pet dog or cat if you don't already have one and allergies are not a problem. Don't recall how old your children are, but that would be a decision up to you. Again, I applaud you taking control of the situation and pushing through. Please keep us updated. Well, because she was drunk, her response was kinda funny. I came back into the kitchen where she was standing and said, "There, it's done now. I just filed. I signed the contract." And she said, "Good. I'll go file for divorce too then." To which I laughed at her and said it doesn't work like that. Then laughed as I walked out of the room. The next day, she sobered up and asked if there was a way to work on it, and cancel the contract I signed with the mediation attorney. I told her hell no. I feel not sorry for her. She deserves whatever misfortune comes her way. What she doesn't realize, and it will soon be a regrettable revelation, is that when a married woman is sleeping around, the guys she is fucking only want her because she is belonging to someone else. When she is free and clear, we don't want her because she is not to be trusted for shit. And that is going to be her new reality. Thank you. I have considered getting a DNA test once this goes to custody hearings, just to make sure I won't be paying for another man's child. I make significantly more money than her, even when she was making good money, and am in for a long financial struggle, might as well make sure I'm paying for the right reasons. But also my kids are 6 and 8. I love them more than anything in the world. If one of the results came back not from me, I don't know if I would let anyone know. I don't want my kids to ever think of themselves as anything but my kids, and that's worth the literally over $100,000 of child support I'll pay. Isn't it? Hey bud, you're on the right path. As I read your post, it read like my life for the past 15 years. Be a rock for your kids and focus on them and yourself. Life will get better and one day you will realize what kind of person she is and how you deserve so much better. Good luck bud, life gets way better when you decide to move on. It's a hard step but it's in the right direction. I read the whole thing and I'm really sorry for what you're going through. It's heartbreaking and I can imagine your pain. You're not a shitty person. Get that out of your head. Unless she cheated cause you were abusive and manipulative, you did nothing to deserve this. You even tried reconciliation, an olive branch and sign of trust that she again abused repeatedly. Don't leave the house. It will work against you in custody. She's not the one. I'm sorry it had to be this difficult for her to just be faithful, but it is. An open marriage is not the answer and would only ruin things even more. As bad as they seem now, open marriages don't work if both partners aren't into it from what I've read. Spend time with your kids. I can't stress this enough. When I found out my husband cheated on me, I could barely get out of bed and felt the lowest I've ever felt in my life. Just remembering that is bringing tears to my eyes. But the one joy in my life during this whole time is my son. The days I feel really down, I just hold him tight and remember that at least some good things came out of this relationship. Finding out your spouse is cheating and lying to you shows how little respect and regard they have for you or your vows. Especially when they can't even acknowledge their mistakes and be genuinely remorseful. Marriage isn't a game, but some sadly view it like that. All the best to you. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.